with a legacy of excellence and a vision for nurturing future leaders. Bayes University is in a league of its own. We're all about our people, processes, and technology.
Bayes is one of the highly rated universities in Nigeria in terms of product quality standards.
We don't just produce graduates, but groom people into employers of labor.
And it has made us understand that learning is all about three things. We learn, we unlearn, and we relearn.
Bayes University Hospital offers a range of specialized services equipped with the latest technology, manned by a team of trusted professionals. And now, our vision extends beyond our walls with the Baba Ahmed University in Kano following our lead. Join us at Bayes University and invest in your future today.
Bayes University is the institution that you will get the best value for money education in Nigeria.
Bayes University. Learn to live.
Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital. I'm Uyi Agmofwebe. The meeting held between President Bola Tinubu and the organized labor and minimum wage has been adjourned until next week to allow for wider consultation with all stakeholders. The tripartite committee of the new national minimum wage had recently submitted two figures to the president as the organized private sector and the government team deferred to pay 62,000 naira, while the organized labor demanded 250,000 naira. Following the disagreements over the figure, the president had delayed sending any figure to the National Assembly through the executive bill to consult with all the relevant stakeholders in order to resolve all the contentious issues. The federal government has floored 36 states' governors at the Supreme Court as the Apex Court granted full financial autonomy to the 774 local governments in the country. The seven-man panel, in a unanimous decision, outlawed the appointment of caretaker committees to administer the local governments by state governors. The panel also declared that it was illegal and unconstitutional for governors to continue to receive or retain funds allocated to the local councils under state and local government joint accounts. The court had delivered the landmark judgment in a suit filed by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, against the 36 state governors. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has given scholarship grants to two students of the Ebonyi State University, Abakaliki, to the tune of 200,000 naira each. The two beneficiaries, Onwe Emanuela and Chukwuemeka Oga, were final year students of medicine and surgery at Ebonyi State University. Presenting the checks to the students in Abakaliki, the state capital, ASU chairman, Ebonyi State University chapter, Okechukwu Igwe, said the beneficiaries were selected based on some stringent but transparent, determinable parameters. The Military High Command says it has put in place measures to forestall plans of the enemies to target some critical infrastructure in the country. Addressing journalists on the operational activities of the troops in the various theaters of operations, Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, said security agencies responsible for securing critical infrastructure and facilities have been placed on alerts. Kikalamo Okere has details.
Edward Buba says the military is keeping up the pressure through ongoing operation in 5 active theaters across the country, with the northeast and northwest having the highest level of intensity. He noted that the operations are complex as troops are engaged in fighting in difficult terrain and adversaries that adopt various forms across the country.
That they even get women in their camps for their pleasures. All these add to the complexities of our ongoing operation. In essence, the terrorists have a support base of collaborators, and we must fish out these collaborators. That is the reason I keep repeating that Winning the war without the support of the people is close to impossible.
In the South-South zone, the director says the troops denied the oil theft of over 1 billion naira while destroying 18 dugout pits, 30 boats and 40 storage tanks.
Troops neutralized 187 terrorists during the week, even as we arrested 183 persons. Troops also arrested 43 perpetrators of oil theft, as we rescued 109 kidnapped hostages across the country during the week.
The Military High Command pledged to continue to fight for the safety and the security of citizens while safeguarding the nation. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
Well, thank you, Kikelomo Okere. Kebbi State government has reiterated its commitment to continue to promote culture and tradition to strengthen the unity of the people. The State Commissioner for Information and Culture, Yakubu Kebbi, stated this at the first Unity Cultural Festival organized by the Ministry of Information and Culture at Haliru Abdul Stadium in Birni, Kebbi. Again, Kikelomo Okere has more.
Culture has colossal potency for unity and social cohesion among diverse groups in the society. As such, the administration of Nasir Idris of Kebbi State says it will incorporate promotion of culture among its policy trusts. Kebbi State Commissioner for Information and Culture, Yakubu Ahmed Binin Kebbi says Governor Kaura Gwandu has placed premium on developing culture for social cohesion, unity and economic growth, hence his support to the Ministry of Information and Culture to stage the first cultural festival of unity in the state.
The culture that we have too, the diverse culture, very rich, and we first the need at the ministry level for the first time in the history of Kebbi State to organize independently a mini cultural show that will feature all the ethnic, some of the ethnic groups that we have in Kebbi State. And the idea is to show the culture, enjoy it, and explore its possibilities of uniting the state. And about 13 ethnic groups. That tells you that we are looking for unity and diversity, and I think it's going to be a yearly affair from now on.
The permanent secretary in the ministry, Seidu Buhari Wara, urged participants to use the platform as a veritable tool for peace and unity in the society. He further urged artists and performers to strive to instill virtue of tolerance through their performance into farmers and others to enhance economic fortune and peace.
Let me use the medium to urge the participants to see the forum like this as a veritable tool through which peace, unity, and diverse cultural heritage is transmitted and promoted.
To make it known that, inshallah, this event is going to be sustained. We are collaborating, my office is collaborating with the Honorable Commissioner of Information to see that peace and unity, particularly the propagation of government programs and activities, are carried out in the state.
Among the groups that showcase cultural talent were Fulani, Zambara, Dekaki, Kambari, Tiv, Igbo, and Yoruba, to the delight of spectators. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
You're watching Midday News coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using our Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When the news returns, Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, to boost Niger Delta with 1.93 trillion naira budget. We'll have those details and more for you right after this break. Do stay with us.
Are you a food lover? Do you care about your health and nutrition? Are you interested in exploring the diverse culinary traditions from around the world? Then look no further. Introducing Lunch Global, on Global Television, a show that takes you on a delicious journey through the world of food, nutrition, and diet. So, whether you're a seasoned foodie, a health enthusiast, or simply curious about the world of food, Lunch Global has something for everyone. Tune in Mondays to Fridays and let your taste bud take you on a journey of flavor, culture, and discovery on Lunch Global. Bon appetit!
This is Global Television bringing you a live broadcast of Midday News with Thuye Agmofwebe. We appreciate you for your time with us. Now let's take you to the foreign scene where Israeli strikes have killed another 32 people in the Gaza Strip. The health ministry in the Hamas-ruled Palestinian territory have said, with more than 9 months into Hamas's war with Israel. Fighting raged from the north to the south of the coastal territory as talks have continued towards reaching a truce and hostage release deal. Hamas militants seized the captives during their unprecedented October 7 attack on southern Israel that triggered the war. In a brief statement, Gaza's health ministry said 32 martyrs, a majority of them children and women, were taken to hospitals overnight because of continued massacres by Israeli forces. U.S. President Joe Biden, under intense scrutiny over his fitness to serve, accidentally introduced Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as Russian President Vladimir Putin at a NATO ceremony before correcting himself. Biden's candidacy has been in crisis since a disastrous debate performance against Trump 2 weeks ago renewed concerns around his age, and the rare solo press conference lasting about an hour was designed to show he still has what it takes. The president has faced a steady drumbeat of Democrats calling for him to abandon his 2024 candidacy, fearing that Trump is in a position to beat him. Let's leave Biden and Trump alone for a second and take it to business now. The Senate has rejected a bill seeking to review foreign exchange market regulations in the country. The place of legislation sponsored by the chairman, Senate Committee on Finance, Sani Musa, also seeks to make provisions for the control, monitoring, and supervision of transactions conducted in the foreign exchange market. In his lead debate, Musa described the bill as an important legislation that seeks to repeal the Foreign Exchange Monitoring and Miscellaneous Provision Act Cap F34 laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The federal government and crude oil producers in Nigeria have committed to working towards a sustainable supply of crude oil to local refineries under a market-determined pricing system. Both parties said the aim of the commitment was to ensure that while the operators, including crude oil producers, do business optimally, the refineries are not starved of feedstock. Accordingly, the industry regulator, the Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, has directed oil refiners in the country to provide monthly price quotes on crude supply. This came as the $20 billion Dangote Petroleum refinery is reportedly ramping up the importation of crude from the United States. The Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, has promised that the early approval of its 2024 budget will help to fast-track the development of the Niger Delta region. The Commission's Managing Director, Samuel Ogboku, said this while presenting its 2024 budget estimates of 1.9 trillion naira to the House of Representatives Committee on the NDDC in Abuja. That's according to a statement by the NDDC's Director of Corporate Affairs, Seledi Wakama. He stated that significant progress had been made in the region and efforts were underway to complete all ongoing projects. Nigerians have appealed to the federal government to evolve a means of putting an end to the continuous and arbitrary increase in food prices. This is coming on the heels of the ongoing food crisis affecting the daily lives of many Nigerians. Global TV's Queen Agaba, who went on a market survey, now brings us details.
Inflation and economic challenges have driven up the prices of basic food items. As a result, millions of Nigerians are experiencing food insecurity, with many struggling to afford and access the nutritious food necessary for a healthy life. Conducting a market survey with emphasis on comparing prices from what it was to what it is now, traders lament the rising food prices, disrupted supply chains, and many economic challenges that make feeding and doing business difficult.
Things are very expensive. Even before, you can buy gari 200 naira, mudu 200 or 150, but now gari is 1,500 naira. I don't know what this country is happening. Even sugar, now even to feed is the problem to us. Even our children, even school fees. What is happening in this country? Things are very expensive. Even before, you can buy gari 200 naira, mudu 200 or 150, but now gari is 1,500 naira. I don't know what this country is happening. Even sugar, now even to feed is the problem to us. Even mangi now, mangi they are selling before 10, 15 naira, sometimes 5, 20 naira, but now one mangi is 120 naira. Everything are very expensive. Before you can buy meat 300 naira, you can buy 500 naira. Now you cannot buy even meat 300 or 500 naira or 1,000 naira.
Price of cow now is increasing all the time. Cow we used to buy 500,000 before. Now we buy cow 1.2 million, 1.3 million to kill. And one cage is 6,000 naira each one cage now. And our customers are complaining.
Traders beckon on the government to pay urgent attention and coordinated efforts to mitigate its impact on the vulnerable population.
Look at fuel now. As it increases every month, our president said we should have patience. He will do something. We are wanting to see what he's doing. Rather, he's increasing the fuel every blessed day. Imagine gari, poor man food. I didn't know whether our president are eating gari or what. Why the gari is so high like that? By this hour, we are buying gari 1,500 for a mudu. So a time will reach now, a cup will be 1,500.
Before we sell vegetable an amount of 15 naira, now from 15 naira to 100 naira, from 100 naira to 200, which is not fair. If you notice now, a price of spaghetti is now high. Before, a price of spaghetti was 14,000, 13,000. Now you cannot even afford it in that short amount again.
Nigerian traders are calling on the federal government to take proactive measures to curb food crisis in the country, particularly unregulated prices and some economic policies biting hard and greatly affected by many. For Global Television.
Thank you, Queen, for that brilliant reporting. Let's get some excitement out of sports now. Bayern Munich has secured the signing of Portugal midfielder João Pantoja from Fulham for a reported fee of 49 million euros after coming close to acquiring him last year. The 28-year-old, who spent 2 years at Fulham after arriving from Sporting Lisbon in 2022 for 22 million euros, signed a 4-year contract. Bayern had been poised to sign Pantoja in 2023, that according to defensive midfielder had been posed in the club's strip, but the deal fell through just before the transfer window closed when Fulham failed to find a replacement. And Britain's King Charles has congratulated England on their last 2-1 victory over the Netherlands in the Euro 2024 semi-final. He, however, hoped there would be less drama in the final, with England winning without needing late goals or penalties. And that's a wrap here on the Midday News on Global Television. Thank you everyone so very much for watching. At top of the hour, we will be joining Samuel Odi to bring you Midday Discourse. Do stay with Global Television. I will Agmofwegwe.